Good to see you, sir. Good to see you, ma'am. We also have the house by divine arrangement. I met her, and we never planned of meeting each other. All right, all right. By divine arrangement, we met each other, and the first time she saw me speak about your class, she was just like, "Oh, this is what I really want to be part of." And I sincerely appreciate some of the things I've read about her over time, especially in the Lagos State educational sector. I want to sincerely appreciate Mrs. Santi. I want to appreciate TVC and also ETV if they are around. I also want to appreciate them for coming around. So we go straight into what we have for today. And today we just want to introduce to you our beloved product, our Beyond Class, which have been in the pipeline for so long. And we didn't feel that it is right time the public get to know about Beyond Class. And that is the reason why we are here today. Over the years, we have done extensive research about what people actually need while transiting from anywhere, any level of education to workplace or maybe academic institution and in an advanced stage, and we realize that many of the things that are missing in today's world are not being taught in our educational institutions. And that is the reason why we decided to bring together many of the courses that will never be taught in school into Beyond Class, where people can learn, upgrade, update themselves, and reposition themselves to meet the global standards. We have been able to painstakingly look at people who have contributed immensely to the growth of any area of endeavor around the world, and that is the reason why we didn't feel that it is right time everyone gets to know about the product called Beyond Class. And that is the reason why we are here. When it is time, we will also be doing an extensive conversation around this product. And at this point in time, I would like to call Mr. Abiola Oshineye, who is going to be sharing some of the opportunities, some of the reasons why this particular product in the EdTech sector is needful at this particular point in time. Please help me welcome Mr. Abiola Oshineye. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be standing in front of you. Compliments of the season. It's quite interesting that an interesting product like this is being launched at this time for so many reasons. Many people are focusing on Yuletide and just transiting into the new year. If I were to do a little show of hands, how many people have their New Year resolution already in place? I don't know if you don't have. I heard a little joke from someone a while back, and the person said, in fact, not a joke. I was looking at the video. The person was looking at their New Year resolution. They had 10 points, and the person said, buy a new phone, and they put a new phone case. They ticked it off. And one of the biggest things that you see with people when it comes to resolutions is one of the biggest parts of our lives is we want to improve our knowledge, we want to improve our skill set to attract more funds, because as the year goes by, I know, I'm sure I'm not the only person on the planet that experiences the fact that you have new levels of expenses. If you're not thinking of getting married, you're thinking of taking care of your children, and you're advancing in class, you're thinking of buying a new car, you're thinking of... And one of the biggest drivers of life is we know that value attracts value. And, money is attracted as a value set to that value that you can create. I will never pay you for something that you cannot give me value for. And one of the biggest things that education does is that it helps you create that skill set that can translate to that value. I was just, doing a little desk research, and one of the most popular quotes about education is from Mandela, where he said, education is probably the most powerful tool. It is the most powerful tool that you can use to change the world. It means if I wanted to change my life, I just need to get educated. It's incredible that some of the most educated people in the world are Nigerians. The question is, does that reflect in our society? That's a question for another day, and that's not what I'm talking about. But I just wanted to bring that in question, that sometimes what we call education does not necessarily mean education. It could be schooling, it could be attending of school. And what we've seen in the world is that the world has migrated from the idea that I went to Harvard. I can take a course in Harvard for improving my self-learning and capacity. It doesn't necessarily mean I went to Harvard to go and, to go to school in Harvard, right? And if you see the amount of startups that are springing up across Africa, you find out that yes, quite a number of the people that may have started those companies are educated, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they are using what they are educated in to start that company fundamentally. And they are attracting, if I dare say, billions of dollars into Africa. And I just delved back into the African scene for our educational landscape. As of today, whether you know or you don't know, the educational sector in the world is going to be tech, as the case may be. The question for us is, where is really Africa's place in the revenue game? Unfortunately, I don't have any slide, but you can look it up. When you look at GDP of countries in the world, you find out that, yes, we may have a big GDP, but our GDP is fundamentally smaller than some states in America. The smallest state in America, our GDP is smaller than it. As of today, we have an opportunity as a people to begin to redefine ourselves in the kind of things we call education for ourselves. I'm extremely excited. The first time I heard about Beyond Class, for me, it was truly, we need to begin to bring the experiences of people that I may never get in touch with in person. Now today, education is beyond I sit in front of a professor. If you have experiences, knowledge, competencies, and skills that you've built over the years, unfortunately, you may never be able to articulate that into a form that somebody else will learn from. And that's one of the biggest things Africa has lost on. The biggest form of education that we know in Nigeria that is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise is the Igbo apprenticeship. I'm sure we all know the Igbo apprenticeship. Yeah. That is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. But we have never harnessed that to become a proper structure that we can use for anything. I dare say I've met doctors, I've met lawyers, and I tell them every time we get to the fundamentals that all of these forms of education that we call formal literally are apprenticeships. The moment I graduate from the university, I will definitely go to a law firm and learn the tools of trade. And unfortunately, our academic institutions are not providing us with the prerequisite skill set. I don't know whoever graduated from university in Nigeria and the next day you got a job based off of 100% on the skill set you got in the university. I can dare say you probably did not get any skill set from the university. No, let's be very honest with ourselves. Because the professors that teach us, or the people that lecture us are not conscious of the dynamics of the global world that is moving forward. Now, within the context of beyond class, there is enormous opportunities, or there are enormous opportunities for us to be able to harness the knowledge, competence, skill sets that we've built, even locally, for the growth of our own local enterprise. Yeah. The truth about it is that if I go to Harvard and I get to learn, I remember when I was growing up, I was reading a lot of Robert Kiyosaki and some of the business models that happen in America. My people, some of those things can happen in Nigeria. I don't even know what a 401k is. Do we have a 401k in Nigeria? Pension fund. When did we establish a pension fund? But a 401k was already existing a long time ago in the US. Right? So, yes, there are things that might be applicable, but what I'm saying, there's a contextual relevance that education can bring based off of the contextual knowledge of the climate. I was listening to Strive Masiwa and how he brought Econet to Nigeria and the dynamics of running business in Africa. That is a super masterclass that if you watch, you will survive business in Africa better than if you had gone to Harvard. Listening to Kimbele Osage on how he transformed UBA and led the company to become a profitable enterprise is something that is just worth listening to. You will know how to run business in Nigeria. See, running business in Nigeria, let me be honest with you, running business in Lagos is different from running business in Ogun State. Yeah. Nigeria is fundamentally 37 countries bounded by a geographical constitution. So running business in Nigeria is something absolutely different. But some people have actually overcome, understood those hurdles, and they are thriving in that economy. I dare say Nigeria's economy, the moment we are, if you can survive, and I remember just listening to Wycliffe one time that if people can really survive in Nigeria, they can survive anywhere in the world. And that's the truth. Because if you can do certain things in Nigeria, so I learned a model a while back, which is the street hawking model. Do you know music actually moves before music became digital, MP3s and the rest of them? I know stars that actually made their millions from just connecting with the Alaba boys. Yeah. That was just the smartest thing to do. But you know, some people were trying to fight piracy from the point. So education is not fundamentally inside the classroom. There are people that have thrived, are already thriving, and this is a fantastic opportunity that Beyond Class has brought. And, you know, for whatever reason, I know that, you know, we say that, you know, digital education in Africa is still nonsense. I dare tell you that as at 2010, people were already using SMSs to learn in Nigeria. As at 2020, we all saw what happened when COVID hit, where a lot of schools started making kids to go online, right? As of today, the cost of internet, I'm sure that all of us here do not remember how much it actually costs per megabyte anymore to have internet, or how much it costs to call per minute anymore, right? That essentially tells you that with the unbundling of technology and access to mobile internet, there's so much that we can ride on, and that is something that, so there's so much opportunities, for one, for building the skill of Africa, which is important for our next level of growth as a country, as a continent. And the platform, if we have 1,000 of these platforms in Nigeria, we are just beginning. So this is something that is critical to national growth. This is something that is critical to the development of social good. And I'm going to end on this note. I remember in primary school, where they used to teach us moral education. Moral education will tell you what exactly to do. You will do moral education, you will do religious studies. I still do CRS. Right? But some of the curriculums that we know do not exist anymore. Of course, modernization, policy change, and things like that. But those things were things that helped to improve the fabric of social development. They gave people an identity, an understanding of what social good meant. It made people patriotic. As of today, the reason why the President of America is one of the most strongest persons in the world is not only for the power of America, it's the power of the enterprises in America. the Apple brand, the Microsoft brand, the Google brand, the Twitter brand, the Facebook brand. So anytime I hear about anything that is African, especially of Nigerian origin, I am very tenacious about it. I want you to push this, tweet it, move it. You also have knowledge that you can share. There's nobody that is 10 years. In fact, I learned that there are 5 years. I met an 8-year-old in Egypt with the African the African Bank's president, and right there in front of me, the man gave her a scholarship. What was her education about? She just picked up the campaign of Greta Borg, the lady that is talking about climate change, and she's an 8-year-old in Africa. If she starts doing videos, we will all watch it, and our videos will get 2 million views, 5 million views, 10 million views. I was watching this morning in passing when Taruma did a video, a skit with Iyabo Ojo. I can bet you, it's just this morning, I can bet you with you in the next 1 week, that thing can hit 1 million views. Macaroni, okay, so Macaroni and the rest of them, right? What are we saying? We already understand how these times and our generation right now sees things, how they learn. They learn by observation. They learn by things that we do not, they don't have to read so much, as much anymore. Not the, PNOKKs, literatas, and some interesting textbooks. Ababio. I'm trying to remember one that was from chemistry. Physics, thank you. I'm trying to remember the chemistry. The further maths. Yeah. Do you know those things that you la cram, la pour, la pass, la forget? But how do we begin to translate education into life? Because life itself is education. And for us to thrive and succeed and move above life and consistently thrive and succeed in that same life, we must constantly grow our mind and open that mind to receive new things so that we can grow. And I end with this. I read a Chinese proverb that said that if you refuse to grow, you will die. What we have here today is an opportunity that gives all of us the opportunity to grow. And growth also means I can also share what I have. I can also share what I have. It doesn't mean that I'll be on the platform. It can mean that I can share the platform to another person to learn. There is immense opportunity. If I were to reel out the statistics, as of 2020, 2.1 million people actually registered for JAMB. The highest quota that has ever gotten into university in Nigeria is about 550,000 people. 550,000 people. So what happens to the remaining? 1.5, 1.6 million people that registered for the JAMB. What happens to all of them? But this platform creates an opportunity. In 1999, myself and a few friends were trying to digitize the JAMB process, which eventually happened, and the WAEC process, which eventually happened. But you remember that a year came about 5 years ago when JAMB began to report positive outflows into government revenue because it's running a digital process, right? But that process is still partially digitized. Imagine if I can take my JAMB 4 times in a year. Is it not possible? Like SATs, I pass, I fail, I wait for the next 3 months, I go and take it. They are generating revenue. And it doesn't matter. And I can take my JAMB 4 or 5 times. Exactly. It doesn't have to be once in a year. So essentially, our university systems in Nigeria, I can dare say at any point in time, they can't have 50,000 students on campus. Is there any university that is able to accommodate 100,000 students in it? But they can actually accommodate 100,000 students. They can accommodate 1 million students. I was looking at a university that I'm not sure has a campus, Metropolitan University, UK. And they literally, was it last year or sometime this year, said they had about 500,000 students from around the world. And they don't have a campus per se. Now, this gives us the understanding, and those are just numbers, basic numbers. We've not gone into the actual revenue side of it for a lot of reasons, right? As of today, the government doesn't budget up to 10% of its national budget to education, which creates a perfect opportunity for products and solutions like this to fit and fill those gaps. Is it a great product? It is an excellent product. Is it necessary right now? More than ever. Is it important that you're part of it? If you've not carried a placard before, carry a placard for this. Because the truth of it is that the future of Africa is in the education of Africa. The future of Africa is in its youth. That is more than 50% that has no hope, but can be given a hope through education. If you are looking to create patriotic people, educate them. If you are looking to create productive people, because our youthful population can flip, it can be a great sign.
Going into the full demo of Beyond Class. And this particular session, we want you to please give us your feedback immediately here. Give us your reviews. Let us know what you feel about what we have built. Let us know if there are other challenging problems in the EdTech sector that you also want Beyond Class to actually address alongside. We have decided to limit the outside participation of this launch to people that we believe are stakeholders in the EdTech sector and can also bring a live testimonials and also contribution to what we are doing. And that is the reason why all of us are in here. And we have people online at the moment. We have people on LinkedIn and YouTube watching this demo live. I want to celebrate everyone connecting with us right now. So I would like to call on our co-founder, who is also the developer of this platform, and we have worked day and night to ensure that we have this to the public today. Please let me celebrate Innocent.
Yeah, I want to say very thank you to all of you for coming. It's a big honor to present this to you today. I want to recognize the dignitaries that are here. And once again, thank you. So we're going to jump into the demo. So yeah, this is Beyond Class. What we try to do is to make what we are doing very obvious. So when you come on the platform, you see that we are projecting our experts, right? So the idea is we have people who have done what you want to do. So you've picked a career path, for example, and you really don't know how to do about it. Maybe you're just fresh from school and you get on the platform. So the idea is to tell you that we have people that have done what you want to do and that are willing to share that information with you. So that's why you see platform, you see things like stand on the shoulders of industry experts, right? We're trying to sell our experts to you. Okay, so what we did, like I said, was to put pictures of our experts there. You see, so these are like 4 persons that are industry leaders in their respective industries, right? So there are functionalities that helps users to sign up on the platform. But before we do all of that, we'll just go through the home page and then we move from page to page like that, so that we have like a clear understanding of how the platform works. All right, so what we did was to create like a section to show featured experts. So depending on who we feel
should be projected more on the platform, we could make that expert featured. So that's what you see here for Phoebe, right? So she's the featured expert for this season. It will change every month. It will change based on what the team decides, actually. So yeah, so that's the featured experts for this time period. All right. So what we did was to also, in a way, give the users like an introduction of these experts, so they can actually read about them, know what they do, and sort of check that credibility, right? So when you click View Experts, it takes you to an expert page, right? That sort of shows what course the expert is teaching on the platform, gives you an overview of everything they've done, like their portfolio. Yeah, so another thing we're planning, because this is like version 1, and we have a lot of plans for different pages. So one of the things we've planned to add to this page is their LinkedIn profile, whatever website they want their learners to see, right? So it's a kind of, it's a way for us to like bring experts in, like, so you get to get that publicity also. All right. So let's go back to the home page. Okay, so yeah, so we sort of show all the experts that we have. So the pictures are meant to be full. This screen is actually very big, so that's why you see this way. But laptops are not this big, so yeah. So we have a couple of experts here, and we just do well to like show a lot of them. All right. So the next thing on the platform are courses that we have, right? So the idea is, after showing the experts, we get to show their products, right? Their courses, right? And then hopefully we get users to click on these courses and then learn. Now the other thing we show on the homepage are testimonials, right? So
I think some people want to have a glimpse of what is happening on their mobile. Livebeyondclass.com. That is where we are, so that you can also follow to livebeyondclass.com.
all right, thank you. So yeah, we show list of testimonials for those that have taken courses on the platform, just to encourage people to see that, yeah, people are actually getting value from this. All right, so users can so there's this category section that we created where users can pick whatever category they're interested in. So it could be technology, it could be leadership, or whatever category that they want to get in. We intend to add more categories as the platform grows. So I'll just pick a category, technology. So this takes us to like a page that shows like list of courses, right? We can only see the technology course now because we selected technology. We just have one course for technology on the platform. But there's a way to see all courses, right? So yeah, okay. So yeah, so where this is like a page where they see all the courses we have on the platform, right? So there are some courses that are coming soon. That means that we probably have already spoken to the experts, videos are being recorded, we've decided on the title, and we just want our learners to know that those courses are about to be on the platform, so they can, anticipate, right? So what we do is to put like a coming soon label there so they know. All right. So users can click on a particular course to see like information about the course, the title, what author, how long it is, the number of modules on the course, right? Even before they enroll for that course. You'll notice that once again we try to show our experts, all right? Because the idea is you're learning from people that know their stuff. Okay, so you can also see that profile I showed earlier by clicking this button. All right, so another functionality we have is the ability for users to save courses to watch later. Maybe you're interested in a course and you don't want to like enroll right away. You can sort of bookmark it, right, and then come back to that course later. So yeah, I could do that. But when you intend to save a course or you intend to enroll for a course, we sort of ask you to log in or to sign up, right? Because we want to have your details. We want to know who is saving courses, who intends to enroll, and all of that. So what this helps us to do is to get those details. We sort of do marketing to them, remind them about the courses they're interested in. All right. So these are sign-in page. You'll notice once again that we're showing the experts that we have on the platform, right? So that's one of our experts that we have. Still, there's a sign-up page, and you'll notice that we're also showing another expert here, because that's basically what the platform is about. Industry leaders giving you value. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my email and password. All right, so I'm signed in now, and I have a couple of, sorry about that, internet. Apologies. So I'm actually connected to someone's phone, so. Okay. So yeah, they see a list of courses, and I can actually pick a course. Yeah, so I already enrolled to this course. Before you get to enroll to a course, you would have to pay a fee, right? So, and that fee is stated in the pricing page. I'm going to like go to another tab and show us what that looks like, because I already subscribed on that account, and okay, so all right, so this is the pricing page. We sort of made it easy for everyone to come on the platform. So we have like three plans, right? The basic plan, the standard plan, and then the premium plan, right? And I think users are getting a lot of value even from the basic plan, seeing that you can, for the basic plan, you can you can enroll on more than 10 courses from any experts, right? Any 10 course of your choice, right? For 1,250 a month, right? So there's also the yearly subscription plan that sort of gives you percentage discounts. All right, so this is the payment platform. It's actually it's really safe to pay on the platform. Of course, when you want to pay, we ask you to sign in so we know who is paying, right? The payment system we're using is Paystack, which is actually very safe. Okay, so I'm going to log in again. Like I said, I already have I already subscribed on the platform. All right, so I'm going to pick a course, and sorry, 1 minute. Let me go back to my tab. So like I said, this is version 1, and the third team is actually working to fix some of the issues that we might have. Internet. Apologies, the internet is actually quite slow here. Okay. So let's say I already enrolled for this course, harnessing the power of performance management to achieving business success. Right? I can immediately start learning. All right. So if I click start learning, it takes me to like a learning area that shows the course.
Welcome. This is Beyond Class, and we will be talking about performance management today, or like I always like to put it, how to maximize performance management as a tool for corporate success. My name
All right.
is
So
Oluwafemi.
this is one of the courses that we have. Users can actually move from one video to another, just like a learning platform.
Hello
All
and
right.
welcome. This is Beyond Class.
So I'm
We
going to
will be talking
I'm
about
going to log out and show us one other feature before I'm done with the demo. So what we did essentially with this is to, let's say a user comes on the platform here. We sort of open one preview video. Let me pick another course so so it doesn't seem like it's just this course that we have. So I'm going to pick another one. So if you make a call with that phone, I won't be able to work. All right, sorry. Okay, so what we did was, for users that have not enrolled or have not subscribed on the platform, we sort of opened like a preview video, sort of to draw them in and see value even before they subscribe. So if they click on a preview video, we sort of play like something that sells that particular course, right?
Hello there, my name is Phoebe Damiasolo. You're welcome to this course where I'll be taking you through the different stages of career development, from finding the right career, staying through the right career, and even switching careers. As we go through, of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us on the link on the screen, and we'll surely get back to you. We'll dive right in. Enjoy the ride. I'm starting with a bit of a career history, my career history.
All right, so the preview video is just, like I said, sell the course to get people to really get interested and then sign up on the platform. So this is just version 1. We have a lot of plans to improve the platform. Learners can take notes. They can communicate with experts. You know, beyond class for businesses, for teams. So there are a lot of functionalities on the pipeline. So I think that is it for the demo. I hope this demo has sparked some interest. And yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for listening. Right now, we would like to take your feedback. Like to have, I'm already getting some personal feedback on my phone from our viewers online. So I would like to have everyone's thoughts, your opinions. What do you think about Beyond Class? Where should we start? Where should we start? Sir? We like to take your questions, and that's the reason why we are here. Mr. Joel? All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Abiola.
Okay, thank you very much, Innocent. Thank you, AOC. I want to say that the user interface is really great. Well done to you and the team. My observation, maybe, if you would be able to answer, is so when users click on a course and they're in the process of taking the course, is there like a process monitoring? So, for example, I am 10 minutes into the video. Do I have like does it let me know that I have 50% chance of completing the course already?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
there's that.
yeah, we're implementing that. If you notice on the course page,
Okay.
you'd see where we wrote 50% completed. You've taken 2 out of 5 videos and all of that. So all those analytics are done.
Okay.
Like yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
that's
don't
on the
think I saw
platform.
that because it sort of helps you to um, track, and it sort of just keeps you motivated. Once you see that you're 50%, then you're like, oh, I'm almost done. Let me just put in the work.
Yeah.
Another question I would want to ask is, so for when a user pays, you have access for how long to the course?
All right. So we have annually subscription where you have access to the platform for a year, and then there's the monthly subscription, yeah, where you get 10 excuse me, 10 plus courses if it's basic and based on your plan, right? So for the idea is for that month you have access to 10 courses, right?
Any course of your choice.
Any course of your choice. Okay, so I don't know if that sort of answers it. But for you to access the platform, use the learning area, you have to have subscription. Do you get it?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
right,
you could have
right.
10 courses,
Okay.
but without your subscription, you won't be able to access the learning area. Do you understand?
I think I'm agree. Mhm. Mhm. So the
Yeah.
learning
So the learning area, yeah.
until you then
Subscribe.
renew
Yeah.
your
Your 10 courses are still there. Your analytics and all those things.
Okay. Okay. So there's no chance like I just want to take a. Is there? I just want to take a course. We just want to. There's that option.
Yeah. So, but that's tied to the course. They are standalone courses, right? So we have standalone courses where you could just pay for that course.
Alone.
And yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. Another thing that we did to help motivation, apart from the us showing you analytics, we are bringing in certificates, badges. So you watched it to a particular point, you get a badge. You complete the course, you get certificates and all of that.
Yeah. I think that's. I was into that.
Thank you so much. Actually, you've answered one of my questions. Okay, so firstly, let me say that. Let me first of all give my commendation. This is a very good stuff. You know, my brother, Mr. Biola, was saying something about education. You know, today's system, there's a difference between academical knowledge or academic knowledge and education. So this is what I call education, right? Well done, Demola. So my number one question is this. Anytime I do a course online, there's always this portion that says, is it transcript now or something like rather than you watching the video first, you first of all read, translate. Yeah, you would first of all. I don't know. I didn't see anything like that.
Okay.
I don't know whether you're going to be.
Yeah,
you're
it's
going to be.
okay. I don't know if
Yeah. Just translate. Oh, okay. So is there going to be an opportunity for them to download the transcript and also the video? Because for me, I'm a slow. If I can get something, so
Okay.
I will have to first of all watch it, listen to it several times. So I don't know whether you also kind of put that into consideration.
okay. So we do have the transcript session. We call it course information in the learning area. So if I go to the learning area again, so you see somewhere around here, you see course information, right? So these are the things that are going to be. It's quite small. Course is a bit strange.
No, wait, sorry. It's not course. I know there's course information. Yes.
Yeah.
the
So
entire-
yeah, it has everything. What the author is saying. Yeah. So that's what's going to be there. So that's in the words. But downloading comes with the premium package. Yes. So there's no download for basic. There's no on the pricing page. We sort of stated all of that. So download is for premium, the premium package.
So lastly, also,
All right.
there's this adage in Yoruba that says, "Ìtàn ò lámọdé tó ń bẹ." So just like let them have, yeah, just okay, that's a premium. Premium, okay, yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Okay, so thank you so much for this. Thank
So like having free courses, yeah?
yes, free courses.
Oh, all right.
Is just to look at it and you are interested, or maybe there are some courses that they will do that they will do it, they will not receive that certificate. So you have to pay for the
Oh,
certificate.
that makes sense. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry. So while you were speaking, I just remembered something. So there's also this thing that we might also want to add for some online courses that you take. There's this discussion part where you are discussion room where you're
Right.
able to interact with other people who are taking the course, or will still take the course. So you just drop comments of
Yeah.
questions or right. Wow.
So most
Only
of those-
premium people.
Yeah. So in some cases, you can even interact with the experts that are teaching.
do you think you want to consider putting it down to the because so from what Mr. Biola said, right? What we also trying to do with this is make it accessible to as much as we can reach, right? Especially because we're taking it out of the classrooms and we're trying to bring it to as many that can. So, I mean, I saw the pricing. I think the premium is about, is it 12.5?
No, the premium is yearly plan
Yes,
is 150,000.
fantastic.
And the reason is that you'll have the opportunity of bringing a team, you can share with your team. You have
Okay.
more than 5 people that can share bundle with.
You can download the courses.
Download the course.
So
You can have a laptop reception and you can have a live mentor class with all of those.
Okay, that's at the price cost.
yeah, but yeah, I get what you're saying in terms of
Yeah.
the discussion and
Mm.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gents. I first want to congratulate the mother Innocent for a good job well done. Being in the edtech space and knowing fully well what the 2020 COVID disruption for Excel and all our primary schools in Lagos State are using tablets. You know, some other states have adopted it, Kwara, Bayelsa, Edo State. You know,
And the question is if we are getting it right gradually at the basic states, and some other states are picking up secondary and tertiary, we need to consider those that already left school and that gap is there, which is what Beyond the Classroom is addressing. It's a very good one and highly commendable. Well done. Question is this. At the moment, Nigeria employers and potential employees are still driven by certificates, and the bodies issuing those certifications. Do you have some sort of affiliation with some big brands that when Beyond the Classroom certificate appears, they can see a partnership with this, and that? That's my first question. I don't know if you want to respond to
Please
that.
go ahead.
I'll take it next. Please answer that. I think I just lost it.
All right, thank you very much. Immediately after now, we are going to be last week. We talked about the extensive version of it. Now, answering your question about the collaboration with brands, yeah, we do have many of these brands in pipeline. I'm not able to mention any of them right now, but there are ICANN in pipeline. There is this institute we call NECA in the pipeline. There are other certification bodies that we are bringing on board. Beyond, some people can decide not to go to the walls of the classroom. I just want to take some of these courses and then just get certified and then get some. I remember when somebody who attended a live session told me that because somebody saw her at a live event, I think Sabrina was there, at a live event in 2020, the person decided to bring that lady into their company. Yes, and the testimonial is somewhere there. It's somewhere there. The person, the real estate company said that, okay, you've gone ahead to learn some of the things that we need in Beyond Class. You can come into our space and do one or two things. So we have this pipeline, this partnerships pipeline, and he's going to talk about it when I invite him here as well.
Okay, thank you. Speaking about getting a job offer after someone saying an attendee at the live session, just for sake of marketing as well, do you have some sort of
referral bonus for people that sign up and refer people. You take some bonus courses and all of that. Then it would also be good the same way we are having in the premium package interaction with experts, where I know some of these experts are employers or at the C-suite level. Do we have, or are we looking at having some sort of collaboration such that, yes, we are done with X number of courses, we are going to get these placements with X, Y, Z company?
All right, so
That's 2 in 1, yeah?
yeah, it's almost the same. It's almost the same. So the idea is that some of our instructors, they have companies they represent. Like one of our instructor is the senior development, senior product manager at Flutterwave. And one of the conversations we've had recently is that after people take some of our courses, some of our course on our platform, she can single-handedly run them through what it takes to actually dive into the product scene and get maybe further certifications and employment offer from companies that are actually looking for people in that particular field. So we do have some of those conversations, but our MVP is what we are launching today, and I can assure you that in the next few weeks, next few months, we are going to be seeing something very robust on our platform.
Referral bonus.
Referral bonus, yes, we have that in pipeline as well. So we are still, yes, we are still looking at how best to introduce that on the platform at this point in time. Mr. Abiola.
Thank you. I think my own question is very simple. It shared what it looked like generally, but you see what it would look like if I had signed in. What is going to be on my side?
Oh, okay.
What do I
Your
see?
dashboard.
My own dashboard. What do I see?
Okay.
On my side, you
Okay.
know. Do you have features? Do you have features like my own archived courses I've taken before, my
Okay.
badges, my certificates,
Okay.
things like that. My own side of
So,
things.
we're still working on the user
Interface. Okay.
but what you can see now are the courses that you've enrolled in. So you see my courses. This user is logged in currently. All right. So you see my courses. Click this. You can see the courses that you enrolled in. You can see the courses that you bookmarked. All right. So those are the two functionalities we have right now. Yeah. So we're working on the profile where you can
Update your pictures.
put your profile picture and all of that. Those are still.
Thank you. And also let me mention that on this platform as well, instructors get to see the number of people that have subscribed to their courses. An instructor can create a Zoom session with them at will. The instructor can also see his or her revenue by the site so that there is a transparent process.
Sorry, what do you mean by revenue?
I mean this platform is monetized, so we don't want a situation where our instructors do not see what they're entitled to beyond us telling them that this is what you're entitled to. So our instructors can see that these are the number of people that have taken my stand-alone courses, and that these are the number of people that have signed up on the platform. I hope that's all right. So any other question before we move to the next item, which probably will be our next final item for today. Any other question? Okay. All right. So thank you, Innocent. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please help me celebrate Innocent. Thank you. So right now, I want to invite Mr. Abiola Emi, and I want to say this in particular that when the idea of Beyond Class started, we reached out to a couple of people that can help us and that can hold our head and just show us some of the templates that are achievable that we can run with. And he's one of the people that actually said, no, this is something that we are going to be running together, that he is deeply into this particular Beyond Class. And trust me, many of the items we have been able to execute so far have been thought process from our conversation over the time. And I have the privilege to invite him to share our extensive vision, how you can be a part of it. Mr. Femi Loko sneaked into the thoughts a bit, how you can be part of it, how we want you to be ambassadors, how we want you to refer us to institutions, to instructors that can actually come on this platform. Please help me celebrate Mr. Ayola Jolayemi.
Please let's celebrate AOC once again, please. Okay. Thank you very much, sirs and Mars, for taking out time to be here. I just touch a few things and then hopefully we can take it up from there as maybe I'll say offline conversations. So there are three things that that are the broader perspective from Beyond Class. And the first thing is ensuring that people that our target audience are actually multi-sectoral. So you would have seen the MVP as was displayed, that it's not just tied to a particular segment of the economy or the industry. So you have human resource, you have technology, you have operation management, you have finance, you have social sector, impact sector. So it's cut across every sector. So and that also makes our basket a lot bigger in terms of the possibility of participants that can come on the platform to use what we have to offer. So that is actually one of the major unique selling propositions for Beyond Class, the fact that it is multi-sectoral. And that also means that a person who has little to no experience, as it were, can navigate their way through the courses within a particular sector to the place where they can at least get to an entry level to then begin to take other courses that would make them, employable, as it were. And there are people that are currently in jobs, which is where I was very interested in the product. People who are currently in jobs and can't transition to other areas or even progress in the career ladder because what people will call soft skills, I call them life skills, because they are not soft skills. There's no skill that is soft anymore right now. It's actually becoming the most sought after, even beyond what you call the hard skills. So we're focusing on the things that you will not naturally get. Every other platform will focus on developing you on the hard skills, what you will call the core skills you require. But if you be very honest with ourselves, many tech guys can't sell their products because they don't know how to sell. So if we have things that are focused on how to sell technology, for instance, a tech person does not need to employ another staff to sell he or she, because they actually know their products better and they can sell their products better. I'm a salesperson. I sell for a living. So I pretty much would love to see how we can help other people to tell their stories better and improve their marketability. So that's the first thing that we're looking at expanding more on. That is our multi-sectoral approach. The second thing is revenue. And I was very keen on that with the team when they came to talk to me about the product. I said, whether we like it or not, and we've had this chat with quite a few people, some of the names that many of us are very familiar with in the tech ecosystem, from E to Okwe to Shola to JC. Quite a number of people that we've had sit-downs with to share this thought with them. And the conversation I shared with the team still happened to be the very same thing everybody's talking about. Where are the numbers? Right. So for an instructor, you have two legs of revenue. You have the standalone revenue and you have the combined courses revenue. So the standalone revenue means the person comes to the course to take a course and the person is just taking your own line of courses alone. Now there is a revenue system that is in place that would ensure that as the student is signing on, you are getting your revenue, and you can agree with the team upon signing on whether you want your revenue in months or you want it annually, or as they are signing on, you want to see your $1 drop in as you want to see your $1 drop in as the platform is receiving its own revenue. So that's one side of it. Then the combined courses are where you have like a bouquet, more like what you have in the course of the person who is paying for a monthly subscription or an annual subscription and just wants to take a period of courses. Now that is now probably blanketed into a particular brand. Let me use an example. You're going into let's say product design, and you're taking product management as well as design. So and you're putting it as a single product of product development, whatever you want to call it. Now, a person who is doing design, who's focusing on design thinking or probably focusing on the UI UX interface, gets his own fee and gets his own money. The person who did the core the development part of things get their own fee, even though the person who is paying for a combined cost. So there's also that model for instructors. Now, why did we do that? We understand very well that every instructor, while you want to give back to society, we also embrace every means of passive or active income. And so it is very important for us to ensure that for us to get the caliber of people we want, and mind you, we're looking at subject matter experts, not just anybody. What will drag anybody to the platform is when you have subject matter experts as the people delivering the courses. And that is what differentiates this platform from other platforms. A professor can teach, but might not know how to apply. So we are looking at people who have gone through the formal learning and are also in applied learning, so that when they are telling you how to navigate, they are not just giving you theory, they are giving you actionable plans, so that when you are applying that, you then can navigate a shorter distance compared to a person who just gave you theory. And I think that's something that I really want to commend the team for, and I want us to just put our hands together for a long time for that. Right, so that would be one leg of revenue. The other leg of revenue for the instructors is referrals. Now, every instructor is doubling as an influencer. So you have a captive market. That's why I call them captive market, because you have people that you naturally appeal to every day on the social media platforms. And you have probably been thinking of how best to convey knowledge that you've been passing across in 240 words or maybe 15 seconds videos in a more permanent, or I would say perpetual way. So this provides you that platform to bring what you have been sharing in 240 words into a compressed version or a more elaborate version, depending on what it is. And then you can then from there begin to earn by then directing people there. And how does that work? You as an instructor can generate a promo code for your programs. So you then share on your platforms, and then when people come in, the platform helps, the algorithm helps us to track how they came to the platform, so that when you come on the platform and it's time to make payment, once there's a fulfillment, which is a completion of that process, you can then know that my promo code was what completed this transaction, and automatically it populates your revenue dashboard, so you can see as it's going. And then that also helps you to go further. It's like you say, I put a tip of my toe in the water, I see some goodies, it feels good, I will dip my whole ankle in, and then probably at some point I would swim without looking back, because I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. So that's the referral model we're looking at for instructors. Now that same referral model applies for students. So a person who has come to the platform and has completed a course can also refer other students and then get either access to a course or a discount on a course, or actually a money back on that. So it's three models for students. So you either get a discounted course, you get what's it called now? Maybe a full course, as it were, or you have money back. So you can choose to say, I'm keeping this as a coupon, I will use to buy another course. And if you don't want to keep it as a coupon to buy another course, and you want, the cash back, you can also actually have your cash back. But as much as possible, which is what we're talking to a very enlightened audience to also give us, thoughts around how this plays out best. Which works better? Do we just scrap taking money? You can just put it. So that also helps with retention as well, to say you're pulling the money as a student, you can come back and do the course with the money, but you can't draw the money out. Or would it be a better incentive for the person to be able to draw out their $2 or their $5 as against using it to take another course? So that's a conversation that we would also love to have your feedback on in terms of the referral model for students. So we said they have that as well for themselves. And then the third thing is in partnerships and certifications. Now, that is a very tricky one, because it was one of the things I spoke to the team about to be very careful with. Because a partnership or affiliation can be a good thing or a baggage. Now, the point of sign-on, the platform is, let's say, assume that you have a great school, as it were, adopting what you're doing. And along the line, that school has a glitch, or they have a problem, it becomes a baggage. So we are looking at that, and that's why we're very careful in terms of, even though we are the new platform, we are taking a whole lot more time in screening where we are joining our bodies to. Because you are joined, you are joined. You can't come and say, I'm not joined anymore. at that point you're already carrying the baggage that comes with them, or people see you as not trustworthy. So let's build our credibility to a point where we are actually talking to institutions, not schools. You know what I mean? It's like regulatory bodies of specific knowledge areas, like you mentioned, ICSAN, ICANN, NECA, CIPM, and what have you for the local ones, and then also the international ones like SHRMP, and the CAPM, and the PMPs and the PMIs, to see how we ensure that we have the right kind of associations, not the people that we might be collecting both assets and both goodwill and liabilities. And so that's why we're very cautious about that. However, it is a line of thought that we are actually training very actively, because we know that riding on the shoulders of those who have gone ahead helps us to actually move a lot faster. I mean, experience has shown by virtue of what we've also had our hands on in the last few years, to see that when you have the right associations, you can actually run a lot faster than you would have run if you were running all by yourself. So that's the third thing around partnerships and certification. So we will really be grateful to hear from you. And please don't hold back. This product is our product, is Africa's product, is Nigeria's product. And we've also made it to be very democratized by ensuring that you also have a stake, actively or passively, as a stakeholder in the brand. And that's where we really want everyone to come on board from. If you know people that subject matter experts in their field, in your field, in any practice, either in impact like Federico, or in tech and in business development as in Abiola, or any other thing that we feel that there are people that really would be a good catch for this, because what we know is that every human being is like a dragnet. Every subject matter expert is like a dragnet. And human beings, whether we like it or not, we still fall for the bandwagon effect. And that's why you find that some products will move. The movement is because of a particular human that is the face or the voice of that particular brand. So we would want you to be the face, to be the voice. And also sometimes where possible, point us in the direction of this is the person I feel we should have on this platform, so that when this one is here, others can then start rushing there that I think this is something that is worth taking a look at. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your time, your patience, and your contribution. We really, really appreciate. While the session was going on, I had.
I missed that placement.
All right. Okay.
There was something that and I haven't it's actually on my notes. I don't know if I was there. Okay, on the issue of placement, that also comes to be an incentive for students. Because we know very well that some people are actually in jobs, and it will be a joy for them to cross jobs because they've taken a course on the platform. So it will be a conversation we will keep having. It's not something that has really been, it doesn't have its leg standing on two legs. I mean, I have been in education for the last 10 years. I've done stuff with LSETF, I've done stuff with Edo Jobs, and with the federal government as well, in education as well. And I know placement is not a joke. We think about it, and if we are very honest with ourselves, it is not as easy as it sounds, because most organizations are not as embracing as they say they are in theory when it comes to practice. So, for instance, we've done trainings that bring about 8,000 graduates, and it's time for placement to have 80 of them placed. Yeah, if you've played in that space, you will be very honest to tell you that it's not linear. It's very zigzag. So what we are thinking around now is how to hack that or crack that code, ensuring that which is where we're not doing single sector but multi-sector, so that our success rate is higher than a single sector brand, which is where we played in the past 10 years. A single sector is just technology, engineering, designs. But now we're looking at multi-sector, so our chances of a higher success rate or a higher placement rate is more guaranteed, because we are not looking at just one sector. So if we're spreading our nets or casting our bread to many waters, we're sure that someday we'll find it. That's where we are looking at in this case. And so that's why, beyond the instructors, they're actually one of our key success factors. Our instructors are so key to the success of this brand. Beyond marketing, beyond anything else, our instructors, our choices of instructors are very key, so that they are the ones that pull the kind of audience we want. At the same time, they also give brand fulfillment to the students, where we can say, oh, this person has, there's 3.5 million jobs in, for instance, cybersecurity. Do we know someone that is in cybersecurity that can come on this platform to talk about the journey for cybersecurity? Not just talking about the big jargons, but the journey. What's the career journey for a person going into that space? And then when that happens, we then know where to navigate them through. Is it in oil and gas? Because everybody now is talking about cybersecurity. So talking about product development, the same thing. Even on small churches are even adopting product developers. I mean, that's how interesting it has become. That we're looking at how do we improve worship experience, and people are adopting product developers, product managers to improve user experience in church, online engagement, and so it cuts across. So that's where we are going to with this. Not only about saying I give you a job. No, can I help you navigate through if you want to actually start an entrepreneurial journey, so that you can register your business and all of those sort of things. But we need everybody. It's not a one size shoe fit all. We need everyone. We want to be able to say we have 5,000 students and we have 5,000 placement. And placement is two legs: entrepreneurial or employment. Thank you very much.
So you made let me thank you. So concerning that placement, let me just give an example of what we did at thank God you mentioned Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. Okay, so we carried out recently. We just got a big job project in Big Wing, and what we actually did was that we looked at the courses, jobs that are actually relevant, and we're able to look for what's it called instructors in that area. And what we now did was that those instructors are majorly from what's it called Microsoft or this. So when they finish training this what's it called now, the trainees, right, they will bring the best people in. So bringing it down to this, I think what we actually work out fine, trying to wrap my head out is, if peradventure we can just walk up to this, based on our costs that we have on board, look for what those companies are offering that are in need of this kind of course, launch it to them, let them look at it, and okay, I think we're interested in this, how can we partner? What we'll do is that, okay, we are going to be training this amount of young people. When we have the best of them, let's see how they will come in. So I think it's something that will really work.
Thank you very much. That's really good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Any other? Okay.
So just to speak to that a bit, because I think that's a very fantastic idea. When you are already meeting a need that an organization has discovered that they require, you will just be the go-to platform for such. Because I also know that it takes a lot for these organizations to do the shortlisting and the check and all of that, and you can easily say, go to Life Beyond class and sort yourself. They will tell us who is coming in. But then one thing that I want to say is, what I see here is there's a lot of emphasis on beyond class, a lot of focus on learning, but I'm looking at your brand identity, and what is jumping to me is life. And I think that you might want to look into that word for better communication for this brand. Because when you throw beyond class at me, I'm still thinking school. But there are so many people that are not thinking school, that are thinking life. So when you say stand on shoulders of industry expert, I don't want to stand on your shoulder, not in any industry. I don't care if you're an expert. That sounds like a Gen Z. So at the end of the day, this is not catchy for me. But can we look into life more and then run with whatever other things? At the end of the day, we will still bring them back to the fact that you need to learn, but then communication is key at the initial point.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's profound. Thank you. All right. Any other thoughts? Any other questions? Any other contributions before I hand over to my boss? All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
introduction. We're about to step out of this place now, but let me quickly appreciate and honor Mr. Femi Luther, who is also a life coach. He's on Beyond Class, but we have more we have to refine the topic we will be sharing on Beyond Class. And then I have Mr. Samson Latunde, the entrepreneur. Thank you for coming. And again, Ayo Fadimiye. Thank you, sir. That's Leadership X. And hall, and then we'll call it a day. Thank you. Please come here so that we can have pictures together, Mr. Femi, Mr. Biola, and everybody.